All right, so for example 3, we're going to prove this identity. Now notice, be careful, because with all the letters and stuff, you missed that the left side has a plus sign on it and the right side is multiplication, okay? So it's usually easier to add two things together than it is to take two things that are being multiplied and make it something being added. It's your option, of course. You could work either side. Which one do y'all want to work? The left side? Good. So let's go through our pieces. What do we know about tangent? Now, look at what we need, okay? We need secant and we need cosecant. So we know that somewhere in here, we're probably going to change our tangent and cotangents to what? What does secant and cosecant, tangent and cotangent all have in common? Sine and cosine, right? So we're probably going to have to change them all to sine and cosine in the end somehow here. So what do you want to do with tangent?
Make it sine over cosine.
Okay, so tangent is sine over cosine. Plus, then what do we know about cotangent? It's cosine over sine. All right, so what can we do now?
You can cross multiply and then say secant.
So it's kind of like finding the common denominator, right?
Yeah. Sure.
All right, so what would our common denominator be here?
Sine cos.
Yeah, our cosine times our sine. And remember, what you multiply the bottom by, you have to multiply the top by. So what did I multiply this first denominator, that cosine, by?
Sine.
And so I'm going to multiply the numerator by it as well. So what's sine of x times sine of x?
Squared.
Yeah, sine squared, good, of x. And then the second fraction, I had a sine on bottom. What did I multiply it by?
Cos.
And so we do to the bottom, do to the top. So what is cosine times cosine?
Cos squared x.
So cosine squared of x. And then how do we actually add fractions?
Straight across the top.
Yeah, we combine the numerator over the common denominator. So sine squared of x plus cosine squared of x over cosine of x sine of x.
And sine squared plus cos squared equals 1.
But my identity doesn't say that. My identity says cosine squared plus sine squared equals 1. Is that the same thing?
Yes.
Just making sure. It is the same thing, right? You know, I've had that question already, okay? So,
Is that unnecessary?
so 1 over cosine of x times sine of x.
And that's equal. And then you can just make them both whatever, flip them back.
Yeah, so remember, this is the same as 1 over cosine of x times 1 over sine of x.
Which is the same as secant times cosecant.
Good. 1 over cosine is secant. 1 over sine is cosecant, which is what we were after.